Margaret in Windsor, and I'm titled Victoria II. I'm the legal heir to the British Crown. I'm taking this picture because I have put on YouTube so many videos since August the 3rd of 13. And that specific date, I was given this. I can't get an attorney to represent me. I guess they're afraid of being killed. But then it would rock everything if the truth about my kidnapping and what's been done to me, about my father, the lies, and my mom, and what was done to the British by illegal treaties. But I could go on and on, and I've put it on YouTube. I did a medical malpractice book before I knew about my kidnapping, and it's called MD, A License to Kill. And I was living at Moonraker Apartments in Atlanta, and Larry Flint was shot. Hustler magazine, the person was programmed to shoot him, just like Holmes was programmed to do the Aurora, Colorado. He's not mentally ill or insane. He's programmed. He's a victim himself. Larry Flint, the person that shot Mr. Flint in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was living at Moonraker in Marietta doing the book, he wrote about me when Larry McDonald, the doctor congressman I wrote about, his plane went down. And that's, mind control takes a lot of these planes down. You can program the pilot or the controller, just like the KAL that Larry McDonald was on, Dr. Congressman, August the 31st of 83. All aboard went down. By the way, they took Nixon off. He was on the flight, took him off in Juneau, Alaska, and they knew the plane was going down. So I was in that campaign and flown out to Flint's. But then I started finding out why all this was happening. I had antifreeze put in me April the 1st of 80. It's been this joke that you could do this to me. This is the family, the monarch, Victoria II. This is the family. This is a glossed over picture. They didn't have the cars. They were dressed for this one. This is me. I tried to run away. I wasn't going to be in the photograph, and they caught me and brought me back. So this was all staged. I was screaming, I don't belong in this family. Well, they put me there. This is the woman that killed the twins, Peggy and Carl. And Peggy's the name they gave me, and I still have to use it. Peggy Ann Dempsey, I married a Childers. They were born out of wedlock, and later in life, she, by Dr. Kenneth Reagan, I hope he doesn't mind if he's alive, my using his name, she's a psychopath. So I grew up being abused, so this picture looks, you don't see what's really going on behind the scenes. Doesn't show the pigsty, but the abuse. Now then, I don't know what else to say that I've told about mind control murders. I had a letter from the FBI, June the 23rd of 79, had antifreeze put in me April Fool Day of 80 and should have died. But that's not the first time they tried to murder me. It's been a living hell. And, I mean, what really gets me is my father, a decent man, forced out. And all the lies that were told about him. He wasn't married. I say it again, and this is what really gets me. This is the double, a look-alike in Wallace Simpson. They stole my father's identity and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. And that they lived in luxury, though. And the movie by Madonna depicts them as being heroes of some sort. When they're cold-blooded killers, she's a spy. She was a divorcee, and they made the whole thing up. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe, Windsor, from Madison, Wisconsin, sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe. So there's your Irish. I'm saying that because none of that was true. My mother was a school teacher and married my father. And some of the Freemasons, my Uncle George was part of my kidnapping, became illegal George VI. Roosevelt appointed Joe Kennedy, Remember JFK? And he and his brother flew in there during my kidnapping and stayed at the embassy. They put a 99-year seal on it. But I was going through Googling, and I saw pictures of the Duke of Kent. He would be what? An uncle of mine. I hate to say it. I really do now. He and the Rothschild, Lord Victor Rothschild, I put some pictures on the other video, I believe. They're the top-ranking members in the Freemasons, otherwise known as the Illuminati or the New World Order, which Obama is part of, the Clintons, Elizabeth's a member, Charles. Look at this family that's living in my home. They're traitors to Great Britain. Illegal treaties that allowed the United States to put its bases all over British soil, use it as a launching pad to take over the world. They kidnapped me. They took out my dad, and it is so horrific what they've done to me and my two babies who are heirs after me. I don't even know where they are, but I hope somewhere there's a higher power, and I know the British have died, and they've stood behind. They've been there. Let me put it. That's the reason I'm alive. And my German family and the Germans and some Americans. I know there's some that helped the best they could. But anyway, they brought me over here, gave me another name of a twin, dead, killed by Lina Dempsey. Here, I put this on so many tapes and about the mind control murders. And this is picture me. You think my mother and dad didn't hurt? And I didn't know it at the time it was my mom, but I was out at Flint's because he'd been shot. I think I've said this. I may be redundant. Larry McDonald, the doctor congressman I wrote about, he says, Mr. Flint says in here that as part of the shooting that I knew who was responsible for a shooting. And I don't know what else to put. I mean, this one sounds garbled. It upsets me because I love my parents. I can vaguely remember them and the lies that were told about them. It's hard to believe, and I start reading about Wallace Simpson, and then it starts leading me on to what a horrible person and the connections. It's unreal. And then you've got the Spencers, and I'm not going to say anything about them, but Diana, she, you know, people would go after me. These people tore down Great Britain. Elizabeth, they were money hungry. What can you say when they would kidnap me, Victoria II, take down the real king, which is by my Uncle George VI illegal? That's his brother. I'm his niece. And you know what? I'm ashamed to say it now. I've walked through hell, and I hope I see my sons alive and well. I want my father's name cleared, and I want justice for Great Britain, for me, my kids, my mom and dad who are dead. I got to see my mom once when I came to Roanoke. She died not long after this. My father was still alive somewhere. They were together, but my mom was allowed to come up here. I was living at the rescue mission a couple of nights. And I won't go any further. My mom and dad were decent people. And look what this country and the Freemasons and part of my own family did to us, did to the British. And my German family and the Germans when they're trying to help me. It's the only reason I'm alive.